Hey you guys, it's Chloe Kitten here and welcome to my kitchen. So glad you could make it to my new channel. This is for all of my cooking, I guess, aspects of my life. I decided that it didn't really fit on my other channels. So today I'm coming to you with my first ever video with a great recipe. This one, okay, first of all let me say as a disclaimer, Pampered Chef did not pay me to say any of this. I used to be a consultant and I don't do it anymore, but this recipe actually comes out of a Pampered Chef cookbook. It's called Cooking for Two and More, and if you know anything about Pampered Chef, they tend to make recipes that are very simple. So today we are doing, I will actually show you the photo if you would like, the Aztec chocolate souffle cakes. I make these every year on my anniversary with my boyfriend, and I guess just watch on and I hope you enjoy. But before I go, one more last little thing. This recipe is somewhat spicy, and if you're not used to something like that, I wouldn't recommend it, or I would recommend cutting out the cayenne pepper altogether because that would eliminate that entirely. So if you're not really into that kind of flavoring, I wouldn't even add it. And if you don't like bitter things, because it also calls for bittersweet chocolate, I'm sure you could do this recipe with a different kind of chocolate. I have yet to try that out, but stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this video. Always be sure to wash your hands before you begin cooking anything. Also make sure to wash your hands multiple times throughout the cooking process, especially when you are dealing with raw animal products. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You will need 2 small bowls, milk, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, sugar, 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, butter or margarine if you prefer, vanilla, 2 eggs, and some non-stick cooking spray. Section off the chocolate, leaving 1 ounce out for the Aztec glaze. Break up the chocolate or give it a coarse chop if it isn't already in brick formation. Place the chocolate and the butter into a small microwave-safe bowl. Microwave on high in 30-second intervals, making sure to stir chocolate between each interval. This shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. The chocolate should look something like this. Set chocolate aside to cool. In the meantime, begin separating your eggs. Also make sure to wash your hands in between this step and the next step. Pour your egg whites into a medium-sized bowl and begin whisking the whites until they become foamy. They should start to look something like this before you bring in the sugar. Begin adding the 3 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon at a time. I recommend bringing in a hand mixer because the whisk can get tiresome. Use the hand mixer until soft peaks form. Next, go back to your cooled chocolate and add in your egg yolks, whisking until completely incorporated. Then add in your cayenne pepper and whisk that in until it is also completely incorporated. And finally, add in the cayenne pepper. Again, if you don't like spice, leave this out. Take a moment now to step back and prepare your prep bowls or ramekins, whatever you've decided to use. Coat them with non-stick spray first and then sugar, tapping off the excess. The reason we're doing this now is because if you do this too early on, the non-stick spray will start to slide off the bowls and into the center, making things stick to the sides. Fold the chocolate mixture into the egg whites as gently as possible. It should start to look something like this. Pour the batter into your separate ramekins or glass dishes. Make sure that if they are glass dishes that they are oven safe before putting them into the oven. Also, it's very smart to put the bowls on some kind of a cookie sheet because it's easier to remove them later. Put cakes into the oven for 16 to 18 minutes or until cakes spring back when gently touched. While waiting for the cakes to bake, mix the remaining chocolate with vanilla, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, milk, and sugar. Microwave on high for 30 seconds. Generally, this only takes at least one set of 30 seconds, but it could take up to a minute, so make sure you stir in between. Once you have removed the soufflés from the oven and cooled for 10 minutes, gently prod edges with a butter knife to get a clean turnover. The cake should look something like this. Voila! Pile the glaze on top of the cake and let it do the work for you. The only thing left is to garnish it, grab a fork, and dive in.
Got more than you can take. Just try